Hello there and welcome to today's episode of Less Food. Today we're with the lovely Giulia and she's going to be showing us 2 recipes.
Well, firstly we're going to do some stuffed mushrooms in the oven, and then we're going to do some bruschettes, or better how I like to call them, bruschette, which tend to be quite Italian. They're both very quick and easy recipes, so I hope you like them.
So which one are we going to do first? Are we going to do the...
I'd say we'll do the mushrooms because they have to go in the oven.
Okay.
So we can start with those.
Okay, and what ingredients would you be using for this first recipe?
Well, I've chosen to get some mushrooms which are this size, the portobello mushrooms.
Okay.
But I have in the past used smaller mushrooms and they work just as well. I've created them for the first time for Thanksgiving dinner last year, and a guy asked me to marry him. So I think they were pretty good. So
Try that one out at home as well.
yes, we should. So just wash them really quickly, I mean thoroughly, but just a quick rinse. And then what you tend to do is just rip the stem. I usually always crack the mushroom in half when I do this, so just be careful. And these mushrooms will literally be filled with just a little bit of blue cheese. This is some gorgonzola, but you can use Stilton as well, it just works as well.
Okay.
With the Stilton though, it's less creamy, so just make sure to crumble it when you put it in the mushrooms. So all we're going to do is just get a piece of it and put it into the mushroom itself.
So only about a piece into each mushroom.
Yeah, you just...
It's quite strong as well, isn't it?
It's a very strong cheese. I personally do not like it. I wouldn't eat it, but I realized that within this recipe, it just turns out really, really well.
Alright. Can you try different cheeses as well?
Particularly, I'm not too sure, I haven't tried, but I would go with brie, if you've ever heard of it. I just think it's got a good creamy consistency, and I think melted would be fine. Or I would also go for the mozzarella.
Oh yeah, and that's quite easy as well to get hold of.
Yeah, you find it very easily. Okay, it really does smell quite bad. It's good. Better smell, yummier it is. Okay, and then you just put them into a tray to go in the oven. So that's literally just blue cheese coated mushrooms. And what we can do, which the recipe suggests, is to sprinkle them with honey. I find honey gives this really sweet touch, and it gets caramelized in the oven.
That would be quite nice for someone with a sweet tooth as well.
I ordinarily think it just goes on to taste. I like quite a bit of honey, but
that will melt quite nicely, won't it?
Yes, very much indeed. And then you just give a sprinkle of extra virgin oil and a sprinkle as well of salt. So I'm going to be very careful because if it comes out, we'll have a problem.
Okay, so a bit of honey, a bit of olive oil, and then a bit of salt as well.
And that is all.
Okay, that's very fast and very quick. So how long would you bake that in the oven for exactly?
Well, it really depends on the size of the mushrooms.
Okay.
So these are bigger mushrooms, but always 180 degrees the oven, and then just keep an eye. I'd say around 8 minutes approximately,
8 minutes.
But it really depends on the oven and the mushroom.
Okay.
So just keep an eye at it, maybe put it a bit lower so you don't miss burning it, and it just goes in the oven.
Yeah, and then just check it after a few minutes. So here we are moving on to our next recipe, which is...
well, bruschette or bruschette. And I think this dish is very, very versatile. All you require obviously is bread and then just a bit of imagination. what I will show you is the most simple recipe, and then also just a little variation with tomatoes. But bruschette can be topped up with absolutely anything, so it's really up to personal tastes. So let's say the most basic and yet most delicious one is just oil, salt and garlic. Okay. However, if you do choose to have this, don't go on a date. Don't. Yes.
Smelly bread.
Yes. So what you literally do is just you get a little clove of garlic, and once the bread has been toasted or placed in the grill for the oven, you get it to the crunchiness you want. Then you just scratch it on top with the garlic, and that's all you do. It's always up to taste, and then you just sprinkle a bit of oil.
Okay, so we toasted the bread for about a few minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Until it gets a bit hard.
And then sprinkle of salt. So this would resemble the very beloved garlic bread in England, I guess. And then passing on to the second one, I cut up some cherry tomatoes and I put them with salt and oil again, virgin oil, and we just put them on top.
So you just spread them on top.
And one good thing about this is when you have summer barbecues, when you toast the bread, once you have roasted the meat and then you toast the bread absorbs like the meaty flavor, okay, and it becomes absolutely delicious. So this is what you have in the end, which is quick, satisfying, and makes an impression. It's good for an entry.
Oh wow, so very quick, yeah, very doable as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.